Hey everybody, this is Paullus here with another Starmade fleet review, and today we have my first fleet submission. So this is pretty cool. I can't wait to show this all off to you. Don't worry, I will be objective. There are actually many things that I don't like about this fleet, that I made mistakes, because it actually took a while to do, so these ships are all sort of different, and I don't like things about some of the earlier ones, later ones, etc. So I will be objective, I will be criticizing it, but also something you'll get in this episode of this series is some like small facts about designs, intentional designs that are pretty cool, because of course I was the one that built them, and so yeah, I am inside my head. I can't get inside of other builders' head, so this should be pretty fun. So let's sort of I guess get into like a nice pan around the build. There are two fleet miners, one fleet miner, so it actually includes drones in it, and one small personal miner. So this is sort of an industrial ship, industrial fleet, and that's what I was kind of going for with the designs, with all the scaffolding, etc., stuff like that. It is more of like an industrial style fleet. Let's talk about the engines. One thing that I sort of did with the engines, I wasn't too happy with these, but I didn't really have enough space with these engines. But all of these smaller engines are sort of like greenish, and then the big ones like this blue. I tried to sort of color code the engines with the sort of like thrust to mass ratio, or like the power of these ships. So this one actually is a really fast, I think I called it a heavy cruiser. It's actually a really fast ship. It's like 2.1 thrust to mass ratio, this big ship. So this thing can get some real acceleration. The shuttle over here is probably the slowest ship. I'm not sure, because there's a lot of interior space packed in that really small shuttle. This fighter, it can be pretty quick. The fighter can be pretty quick, and actually so can this. Ooh, interesting. Wait, is that? That's really cool. Sorry, I just updated to the new update. That looks a lot nicer now. I updated to the new 0.322A or whatnot, though a 32 chunk update, because when I was doing these reviews, I didn't want my blueprints to get messed up, but I was like, hey, you know what, today I have some time, I'll just do the update now, because I knew the update took a little while. So yeah, let's head on. This is the first one I built, and I built this ship before the contest came out. And then when the contest came out, I was like, oh, I just finished with this ship, and I really like it. I might as well use this in the fleet and base the fleet off of this ship. So then from here, I decided that I needed a fighter, so I built this small fighter over here with the same sort of design, right? Pieces sort of just slapped on together, not really like a solid, like there's like a body to the ship, right? But then everything else is just sort of like pieced on after that. And then after this one, I built the shuttle, I think. Yes. Yeah, I built the shuttle after that with a similar design. The shuttle, however, looks a little more sturdy, and I wanted to give it, it's actually a really nice shuttle on the inside, really sleek. It looks really sort of high-tech. And then I built this one and that ship at the same time. This one is my least favorite. I kind of wanted to go for an asymmetrical design because none of the others were asymmetrical, but I think it actually looks like too put together almost. I know there's a lot of scaffolding everywhere, all over it, but if you like look at this one, there's not like a single just sort of body to the ship. The shape of the ship, like it doesn't necessarily match the rest of them, but you know, I'm happy with it. I like it. The interior is pretty cool. The shape is pretty cool, especially this big mining cannon. So let's head inside. Let's see the fighter first, because there's not really much interior, but I was kind of happy with how I was able to lay it out. So we have our faction block here, and we walk up the stairs, and there's a gravity module here, and then we can walk up here, and we have our cockpit up here. I think I mentioned in a video a while ago that I really liked dark cockpits, so you will be seeing dark dark cockpits in these builds, except in this large one, because the bridge is pretty cool in this one. You'll see later why. So yeah, so that was my fighter design. It has two pretty powerful turrets, and these cannons actually extend all the way right here. So these are pretty powerful turrets, or cannons, excuse me. Let's head on to this ship here. Now all of these civilian ships are equipped with alarms systems, and not just like everything turns red. Like when you press the button, the red actually starts to blink, and so that's pretty cool. It's a pretty cool system. I'll show you it in one of the ships, but this is the interior. Not much of an interior really, but it has all of the essentials, and it has enough space to sort of walk around. The crew of this ship is 1, and here we have, this ship is actually also equipped with an overdrive. So this is this ship can reach pretty high speeds, which is really nice. And we have the salvage cannon right here, and these systems right here. I'd like to sort of show off one thing I've been saying in other ships, other fleets, is you want to like encapsulate systems in like a central computer for each sort of system, which is really nice. And so we have like this cargo, and a lot of people do it with cargo and like this stuff right here. This is actually the button for the alarm system. But so like here we have like these computers, here we have these, here we have these, right? It's not just like all of the computers, like all of the different colors laid out, which personally I like. I don't know, other people I think like the different colors. But let's head on to this ship over here. The airlock is on the bottom actually, so we can extend up through this airlock. And we have an airlock room inside here. There are doors normally here, but let's first head to the front. So this is the sort of shuttle sit-down area. These chairs can fold back. They are made of doors, and there's the pilot, co-pilot system here, and here's the alarm switch right there, and it is equipped with 2 jump drives. So let's head back. The jump drives on the ship are actually pretty powerful for the size of the ship and like the size of the interior, and I'll show you why in a minute. And here we have our transporter room right here, and then this is the location of the beds if this shuttle takes overnight trips, and we have in the back a small medical bay. So this shuttle is equipped with everything needed, and that's pretty cool. The way I designed the pods, I actually put pods on for the jump drive, which is cool. So these are actually filled to the brim with jump drives. You can see up here they're actually all the way to the top, and then like these sections right here where you have slabs sticking out, they're right behind the slabs. So there's a lot of jump drives in here, and that's pretty cool. Sort of the signature, one of the signature little themes of these is these panels, these sort of heat sinks right here, with these lines running down it. So these nice heat sinks. I'm sure you can see them everywhere, sort of here. So I'm gonna get out of astronaut mode actually to show off this next ship, because there are some things in here that are pretty cool. So here we have the big fleet miner, and we have a nice door out the back, a big hangar, which is pretty cool, to dock things. And there is actually a docker right here, though I'm not sure how much you could actually dock like a ship in this, but there is ample cargo space. You can see this cargo is 11,000, so not like amazing, but like it's pretty good for what these small drones are going to be picking up. Here we have a drone hallway, direct access to each drone if you need that, but we can go over here and up these stairs, all the way up, and this is the cockpit. So this is a 2-person cockpit, and we have our transporter here. See, this is sort of also what I meant by like encapsulating the systems, which is really nice. And then here, so this is pretty cool. We can cover up this. This is probably my favorite cockpit I've ever made in Starmade. It has these big slanted windows, 2 seats over here. It's nice and spacious, and it's also dark on the inside. which is really, really kind of sweet. And then here's the alarm system. So you can see here, we have our 2 alarms there. The cockpit still stays dark. Then we have this alarm in the back, and then down here. And so this is also present in other ships, other civilian ships. So not the military ships, but it is present. And then we can turn that off. And then we have the drone rails. I'm going to press that and get into this core. So these do actually launch the drones. And so these drones are about 15 meters high, I think. And so the distance between each of these docking procedure beams is about 20. So there is a clean docking procedure to get back into this ship, which is nice. And so it's pretty easy to recall these drones. You occasionally get bugs, but you know, that's the systems. And then you want to hit these this button again before you recall these drones. And this does come equipped with a small mining laser, or the output here is pretty large, but the laser only goes about until here. And so it does come equipped with a small mining laser to mine with the drones. And so yeah, you can see a shot of that cockpit right here. Yeah, it's a pretty nice cockpit and it has a pretty good view. So let's head into this ship. So this ship is the crown jewel military ship of the fleet. You can see also it has sort of the simplest shapes in the fleet. I think that's, I mean, this one does have simple shapes too, but I think it's because it's not like covered by as many panels. Like this was a really cool design that I came up with. I was really proud of myself for this ship. But this ship also has like mistakes that I don't like. I'm not sure, I don't really like this hallway as much because the depth here isn't that great. Usually it's you should have like 1 block running down. And then up here, I didn't use enough like standard. It's all like basic hole in here. And so it's not really nice to look at, like all the basic hole in my opinion, but that's okay. One thing I also could have worked on for this stuff is shielding. All of these ships have pretty bad shielding, except this one because it's just a large ship. But like all these ships have pretty bad shielding. Like this fighter can lose its shields with a couple hits. So like if you have 2 of these fighters against each other. So these these ships aren't too hard to take down, but yeah, shielding is definitely something I would have liked to fix as well. Yeah, so the shapes on this ship are something I would have liked to fix. If you look at it like here, the shapes aren't actually like amazing, but I tried to cover that up with like this stuff right here, these beams, these panels. I mean, in essence, like that's what every builder does. But yeah, so this section right here is pretty fun. This is actually this is the warp drive in the back. I think I discussed a little bit in the other videos how I like to do this sometimes. So we have a warp drive sticking out in the back, and that's pretty fun. The ship has 4 turrets, pretty large turrets. Not really going to do much against like other ships this size, but you know, against fighters. And then 4 AMS turrets on the top. The interior of this ship is really the downside, I would say, to this ship. The interior, so if you see the docking here, the interior really only encapsulates this much space, and then when we get to the bridge, it's this entire sort of like the head of the ship. And so that's, I probably should have done more interior coming back here. But you know, what's done is done. It includes like every necessity sort of for a ship, so that's okay. But that's probably, it's more like what I wished I would have done. So what was I going to say about this? Yeah, let's head on inside. The bridge is really cool, like the cool part of this ship. So we have here, we have this docking room, or this airlock room. Come here, there's a transporter. Yeah, so like, for example, like having a designated transporter room. I always like to see those, and I didn't really include it. But it was pressing up to the deadline when I submitted this. So, and we have our barracks here. This has 12. This ship only needs 12 crew. And I actually calculated that by counting up the positions. So like for example, 1 in the medical bay, or like 2 in the medical bay, and then like counting up all the different computer systems that you would need on this ship. So yeah, so there are exactly 12. This ship is not crewed by many because what it's supposed to be is a sort of a this ship is supposed to be a, what's it called, like a tactical sort of like ship, like a command ship, where you can survey battlefields from it. And so that's sort of the reason that this bridge is so large, and it has like different stories and everything's in here, and we have this like desk right here, and then up here we have these places where people can additionally work systems up here. So yeah, that's sort of this bridge. This bridge is like a tactical bridge for like commanders to be at and work. So down here we have the engine room. It's a fun little engine room. We have our warp core and our faction computer in the back. And then we have these nice pipes all around, computer terminals over here, server terminals, I guess, over here, and we can walk up these stairs. Here, the main part is really this desk, so we have this like interesting sort of shaped desk placed in the room, which is fun. And then we can go up here. Yeah, adding pipes I found can really spice up the color, which is a lot of fun. And up here we have our like navigation sort of computers up here around this antenna, centered around this antenna. And on the other side we have our Bobby AI and explosive. Sorry about that if you heard that beep. There was a beep for OneDrive, etc. And we have our explosive computer that's attached to our weapon system, and then our anti-jump computer also. So this ship actually boasts some powerful anti-jump systems, which is cool. So like it goes along with sort of the tactical theme with the ship. And then we have these more computers up here. So yeah, so this was the sort of like tactical bridge command ship of the fleet. So that's pretty cool. And these, yeah, so one thing I like to say about roleplay, I've mentioned this in other videos, these engines actually are almost basically entirely engines. Like they are filled with engines and a few like power blocks, or power reactors. And so what that means is if you want to take out the engines of the ship, right, if it's trying to get away from you, then what you should really do is shoot at these engines, right? You like target actually specific areas in the ship, and it won't, like quite literally, if you take out these engines, it will not be able to fly except for sort of these like engine blocks over here that are just sort of decorative. So it'll be pretty slow. So that's a lot of fun. So yeah, so this is my fleet. I hope you all liked it. Some, I guess, recap. I'm most proud, I guess, about the interior, and so that's, I guess, what it's boasting. On these ships, that one, I think, what it's lacking is interior space here, and so it's not that great on that. Also, I could have done better on systems. Systems aren't amazing, but you know, I was sort of going for the decorative aspect, but these faction ships are going to be pretty easy to take out, and yeah, that's about it. Hope you all liked it. If you enjoyed the video, please subscribe. There's going to be tons more of these. Still, I've gotten through more than half, but there's still a lot more to get through. And if you subscribe, then definitely like this video. That helps a lot, and I'll see you all later.